Well, we're just coming off of one of the biggest tragedies in America, the Texas school shooting, where 19 kids died,
Yes.
as well as two teachers. You and I have both, had guns over the years.
Yes.
I'm a gun owner. I assume you're a gun owner.
Yes.
Do you feel like it's time to just drastically change the laws in America when it comes to guns, or just keep it the same way?
Here's what we're dealing with. Mostly everybody are cowards to the system. And let me explain to you what I mean. We know that we are supposed to go to our senators and our governors to do something. When you travel abroad, I travel abroad, that you don't never hear them talk about guns in any other country.
Right.
You don't hear about black on black crime with guns. This black person got shot. You might get stabbed with a knife, but it's not no African American blacks getting shot who doesn't have a weapon. Only in America. I always tell people, when you travel, you see the world differently. Just like credit is America is the only place in the world that you got to have a credit score to get something. When you're in different places around the world, you don't need a credit score. If you got the money, you get it. I have friends who come here who are super rich. They can't stay where they really want to stay because of the credit score. So yes, the gun thing should be taken, but I was thinking about that on the plane, from all the way to Parkland in Florida to the people in Orlando who got shot at the nightclub, to the 19 kids who got shot this weekend. And nobody wants to confront the real reason, right? Like this guy who went to an elementary school, 4th grade. And your daughter was in the 4th grade, how you love going to pick her up from school and watch it come on. You know, the pain that these parents are going through. So this young man is supposed to be so tough, so depressed, he won't go confront grown-ups. You got to go get little kids. And even to the fact of the other gentleman who shot old people at a grocery store. At a grocery store. When it's so many other places you could have gone if you really want that heat, if you really want that smoke. If you really want to do that, then leave the elderly and the young kids alone. And that's where I have my beef. Like, what kind of weak man is? And then for the gentleman at the grocery store to make it to the precinct. He made it to the precinct. Like, they ain't shoot him on sight. They actually surrounded him, told him to put his gun down, patted him down and put him in the car. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, couldn't just one black guy accidentally shoot him and say, my gun went off by mistake? Like, he shouldn't have made it to the precinct. I'm just being honest. He shouldn't have made it. He made it. But maybe you can help explain this to me. What I saw, I don't know if it's true yet. That's why I haven't mentioned it. They only charged him with one murder. 10 people died, but they only charged him with one person. That can't be true.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
If it's 10 murders, he's going to get charged with 10 murders.
Yeah. So that didn't make sense to me. That's why I didn't respond to it. You know, I was like, that don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. And I mean, it's interesting how people are taking this Texas school shooting and trying to politicize it. They're blaming it on rap music.
Wait. What?
Yeah, this a Texas representative Ronnie Jackson said that rap music and video games are to blame for the school shootings.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, and the other idea that some of the more conservative people are bringing up is that they feel that teachers should be armed in classes, which I think is I disagree with that completely.
I disagree because the goal is he had to drop on everybody.
Well, he had to drop on everyone, and also you are, if you want to be a teacher, you go to school and go to college and get your degree to be a teacher, to educate children or maybe young adults and so forth. Now, for them to say, and part of your job is also to do armed security.
Right.
That's the other half of your job. Like, what the fuck? Like, who wants to? You're not going to get people who want to help children and also have to do armed security at the same time. That makes no sense. Hire security. Have a, the fact that you should not be able, most of the campuses, like, where I, in LA, when I drive around and look at schools, most of these campuses are open. You can walk in.
Yes.
There's no like big gate in front that prevents people from coming in.
Right.
There's no real armed guards in front and so forth. And honestly, I think that would be one way to prevent some of this. And I also feel that you should have, universal background checks for everyone. The fact that you could be an 18-year-old with mental issues, and you can go in and buy a bunch of, AK-47s and body armor and so forth, and it's really just a rubber stamp to give it to you, I think is a big problem. Because living in New York, it was hell trying to get a pistol in New York.
Oh, yes.
I had to hire a service to help me. And I had to wait, I think it was 9 months or a year to finally get it. And that wasn't even a carry permit. That was just keeping it at home.
Yes. And here's the thing that nobody talks about, right? One, if you give a teacher a gun, and that particular year there's a strike, you never know if someone is going to be totally upset, right?
Right.
2, the coldest hustle that the state has ever pulled on America was when they passed the law to pass the lottery. And the money from the lottery was supposed to make sure teachers are employed, to make sure they got the money that they were supposed to for school supplies, etc. And nobody is talking about that anymore. So my point is, when they passed that law, all that money was supposed to trickle down to the schools, and nobody talks about it anymore. To the point Chicago won't even pay their lottery winners. The state has been taking their money and keeping it and won't pay the people who have won the lottery over the last 5-7 years, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just a play on words of what the state and the government does to the people, because the lottery was passed to help teachers get extra money, and that's not happening. You're still seeing strikes. Some of that money can go for security, to pay for the schools, to protect them, because going to school, you shouldn't be scared. Not no damn 4-year-old. No high school. Nobody should be scared to go to school. I shouldn't be scared to be walking in my goddamn neighborhood and it's getting to that damn point.